The African dry season transforms the savannah into a brutal arena. As water disappears and the land turns to dust, every step could mean the difference between life and death. Predators grow desperate, while prey must stay alert, run fast, and fight back. Here, survival belongs to those who can endure the heat, outsmart their enemies, and seize their final chance to live. In the heart of Africa's vast wilderness, the sun scorches the earth for months on end, while hot winds carry red dust across the endless savanna. As the dry season tightens its grip, life begins to revolve around a single element: water. To the wild creatures of the plains, water is far more than a drink. It is the beating heart of an entire ecosystem. From dozens of kilometers away, immense herds of wildebeest and zebras begin their long migration beneath the relentless sun. Towering elephants march steadily across cracked earth. Buffalo crowd the shrinking water's edge, and giraffes lower their elegant necks to the mirror-like surface of quiet lakes. But wherever there is water, death is never far away. Hidden within the golden grass, predators watch in complete silence. And hyenas know that every thirsty animal must eventually come here. Patience is their greatest weapon, because on this unforgiving savanna, a water hole is not only the source of life, it is also the beginning of countless battles for survival. This is the story of the harshest water holes on Earth, where life is tested to its limits and the ancient laws of nature are revealed in their purest form. Months of relentless heat transform water into the continent's most precious resource. Small pools scattered across the plains become living oases, drawing every species toward them. From above, these water holes appear as tiny patches of blue surrounded by an ocean of grass. Yet for the animals below, they are much more than isolated ponds. They are gathering places, lifelines, and the center of an extraordinary world. As rivers dry and seasonal streams disappear, the entire savanna converges on these remaining sources of water. Wildebeest and zebras travel incredible distances across dusty plains in search of a single drink. Elephants leave deep footprints in the hardened ground. Buffalo compete for space along muddy banks, and giraffes carefully bend their towering bodies to reach the still water below. The water hole offers hope, but it also gathers danger. Within grass tall enough to conceal an entire pride, predators remain perfectly still. Lions, leopards, and hyenas understand a simple truth. Where water exists, prey will follow. Every visit to the shoreline becomes a gamble between survival and death. Around these seemingly peaceful pools, the rhythm of nature reaches its greatest intensity. Herds arrive and depart, silent confrontations unfold, and the endless cycle of predator and prey continues exactly as it has for thousands of years. Throughout the day, the banks of these waterholes remain constantly alive with movement. Vervet monkeys and baboons appear and disappear, wandering along the shoreline, taking quick sips while repeatedly lifting their heads to scan the surroundings. Their alert eyes sweep across every bush and every subtle movement stirred by the wind. For them, drinking is never a simple act. It is always a gamble with a hidden predator waiting somewhere nearby. The ground begins to tremble beneath the pounding of countless hooves. A vast herd of wildebeest arrives, spreading across the savannah like a living tide. Their ears constantly swivel, catching even the faintest sound, a rustling leaf, an unfamiliar breath, or an unusual movement somewhere within the golden sea of grass. They approach the water's edge, but never completely relax. They understand all too well that every mouthful of water could come at the cost of their lives. The wildebeest lower their heads and drink rapidly, not because they are desperately thirsty, but because the journey ahead is still a long one. Fresh green grasslands may lie dozens of kilometers away, and they must replenish their bodies with enough water to continue their arduous migration. Nearby, zebras begin moving toward the water as well. Their black and white stripes blend and separate in a constantly shifting pattern, creating a chaotic yet strangely coordinated flow. They weave through the gathering wildebeest, advancing step by step toward the shoreline. After days of wandering beneath Africa's scorching sun, with the ground radiating heat and the dry air burning their throats, nothing is more precious than a mouthful of cool water. Yet even in this seemingly peaceful moment, their eyes never stop scanning the surroundings. On the savannah, life and death exist side by side, and every time an animal lowers its head to drink could be the final moment it lets down its guard. But the waterhole is not only a destination for the great mammals of the savannah. As the sun sinks toward the horizon and golden orange light spreads across the endless plains, another world begins to gather around the shrinking pools. The world of birds. From distant woodlands, remote grasslands, and the remaining wetlands left behind by the rainy season, birds of every shape and color begin flying toward the water. After a long day spent searching for food beneath the relentless African sun, they come here to rest, cool themselves, and drink. Small birds descend first, landing on dry branches along the shoreline before cautiously hopping down toward the water. Others stand motionless at the edge, their long legs sinking into the damp mud as they patiently watch the glass-like surface. Some species glide down gently, fluttering their wings across the water to cool their feathers after hours of flight. Above them, more birds continue to arrive, Their calls, wing beats, and constant movement fill the air, transforming the waterhole into a vibrant gathering place of sound and color. Throughout the day, wherever large numbers of animals gather on the savannah, danger is never far away. These seemingly peaceful waterholes are actually among the most dangerous places in the wilderness. When every species is forced to come here to survive, predators understand that this is where their prey is most likely to appear. For this reason, every animal approaching the water's edge must remain completely alert. They never rush. Every drink is brief, and their ears remain tuned to the slightest sound. Their eyes constantly scan the surrounding bushes, because at any moment a deadly threat could be hiding just beyond the grass. A mother rhinoceros slowly emerges from the tall grass, with a calf only a few months old, following closely behind. Her massive body makes the ground seem to tremble beneath every step, while her thick, armor-like skin discourages most predators on the savannah from taking a chance. For an adult rhinoceros, there are few natural predators willing to risk an attack. But for the tiny calf walking beside its mother, the story is completely different. Lions constantly watch for vulnerable young animals. A single moment of carelessness, a calf wandering too far from its mother, could provide predators with a rare opportunity. That is why the mother rhinoceros never takes her eyes off her young. As they approach the water, she positions herself between the calf and the open ground ahead, drinking while remaining alert to every sound across the savannah. Once they have had enough water, the pair does not linger. There is no time for relaxation beside the shoreline. They quickly turn away and disappear back into the dense vegetation, where thick bushes can shield them from the eyes of predators. In the wilderness, an exposed water source is always a double-edged sword. It brings life to every creature, but it also forces them to face some of the greatest risks on the savannah. As the need for water becomes more urgent, competition around the waterhole grows more intense than ever. In this seemingly peaceful environment, every species must find a way to secure a safe position from which to drink. Power on the savannah is not determined by speed or agility, but by sheer size and strength. Before long, the ground begins to tremble beneath a series of heavy footsteps. A herd of elephants moves directly toward the waterhole, like enormous machines advancing slowly through a sea of grass. Their great ears fan gently in the hot air, while their trunks repeatedly rise to sample the scents around them and locate the familiar source of water. Their arrival instantly changes the atmosphere. The wildebeest and zebras already drinking quickly retreat, making way for the giants of the savannah, weighing more than 6 tons in some cases. Elephants have few rivals when it comes to claiming access to a water source. They step down toward the shoreline, drawing water into their trunks before spraying it over their bodies to cool themselves. From time to time, they stamp their feet into the mud, creating small pools where the calves can drink. The adults then form a protective circle around the young, preventing other animals from coming too close. A simple shake of the head or a deep, rumbling warning is enough to make the surrounding animals keep their distance. Even a towering giraffe approaching the water must stop and wait. With its long legs and elevated neck, it remains at a cautious distance, patiently watching for an opportunity. For a giraffe, lowering its head to drink is already an extremely vulnerable position, leaving it exposed to attack. It cannot afford to push its way into the middle of a herd of elephants that has taken control of the waterhole. Giraffes are the tallest mammals on Earth. When standing upright, they can reach heights of more than 5 meters, their long necks stretching high into the canopy of the savannah. This remarkable advantage allows them to feed easily on young leaves from trees that most other animals simply cannot reach. Yet the very height that gives giraffes an advantage when feeding becomes a serious disadvantage when they need to drink. To reach the water, the giraffe must assume an awkward and vulnerable position. It spreads its front legs wide apart, slowly lowers its body, and bends its long neck toward the surface. In these moments, its enormous body seems almost folded into an ungainly shape beside the water. And that is when it is most vulnerable. With its body lowered and its neck stretched toward the water, a giraffe's field of vision becomes severely restricted. Its long neck makes it difficult to scan the surrounding landscape, while its legs are no longer positioned to allow an immediate escape. If a predator suddenly charges, just a few seconds of carelessness could give lions hiding somewhere among the golden grass the opportunity they have been waiting for. For this reason, giraffes rarely drink alone. They often approach waterholes in small groups. While one animal lowers its head to drink, the others remain upright nearby, their ears alert and their eyes constantly scanning the vast savannah. This coordination helps reduce the danger as they approach one of the most vulnerable moments of their daily lives. In the harsh wilderness, vigilance and cooperation can mean the difference between survival and death. From a distance, this vast dry plain appears barren and unforgiving, almost too harsh to support life, while patches of yellow grass sway in the hot wind and the endless landscape stretches toward the horizon. But look closer, and this seemingly lifeless wilderness reveals one of the most remarkable ecosystems on Earth. This region is actually a vast natural basin, shaped over millions of years by geological forces. Low mountain ranges and rugged rocky formations surround 3 sides of the basin, creating a natural enclosure. Because of its geological structure, scarce rainfall can sometimes collect in the lowlands, sustaining pockets of vegetation capable of surviving in this extreme climate. Across the basin, dense thorn bushes grow in tangled masses, stretching for kilometers like living walls. Dry, hardened branches covered in sharp spines create a natural maze that most large animals are forced to avoid. Even the strongest herbivores struggle to push their way through this dense vegetation. Yet the savanna is home to creatures powerful enough to reshape the landscape itself. One species can effortlessly break through these walls of thorns. The elephant. With immense strength and a powerful trunk, elephants can snap branches, tear down bushes, and even uproot large thorny plants from the ground. As a herd moves through the dense vegetation, it creates new pathways, transforming impenetrable thickets into trails that can later be used by many other animals. Across this harsh landscape, food can still be found in many places, from dry grasses and hardy tree branches to the few remaining fragments of vegetation scattered across the parched terrain. But water is far more precious. This scarcity makes every waterhole a territory of enormous value, perhaps more valuable than anywhere else on the savannah. Survival is not only about finding water, it is also about strength, dominance, and status within the natural hierarchy. Amid this tense landscape, a mature bull elephant appears. Its massive body towers above the surrounding animals, while its long tusks and heavy footsteps announce its arrival. Every step sends a faint tremor through the ground. It has not come simply to drink. It has come to assert its dominance. For a bull elephant, controlling the edge of a waterhole is more than a matter of survival. It is also a way to demonstrate strength before rival males and even before the females of the herd. The elephant raises its head, spreads its ears, and produces deep, resonant sounds that carry across the plain. One by one, other animals are forced away as the giant claims the space surrounding the water. Encounters between rival bull elephants can sometimes last for hours. Powerful pushes, thunderous calls, and displays of raw strength determine which animal will stand its ground. These confrontations are not simply battles over water. They are contests for dominance, status, and control. And here in this unforgiving wilderness, such confrontations never truly end. From another corner of the savannah, where dry grasses grow among low mounds of earth, a mother African wild dog shelters with her newborn pups. Their small den is hidden deep within dense vegetation, providing these fragile young lives with protection from the scorching sun and the countless dangers lurking nearby. The pups are still extremely vulnerable, barely able to leave the den, and completely dependent on their mother for care. Yet raising a litter in this harsh wilderness is never an easy task. African wild dogs are among the rarest predators in the world, their numbers in the wild having declined dramatically over the decades. Yet despite living in an unforgiving environment and facing countless dangers, they are renowned for their extraordinary social bonds and remarkable sense of cooperation. They are also among the most successful hunters on the savannah. Their secret is not brute strength, but endurance. They can pursue prey for hours, sometimes covering enormous distances in relentless chases. Unlike lions or leopards, which often remain within established territories, wild dogs can travel across vast landscapes in search of food. Once the chase begins, they rarely give up. As the sun slowly disappears beyond the horizon, and the last light, washes across the vast savanna, an entirely different chapter of life begins. The air finally cools after the intense heat of the day, and new sounds emerge as darkness spreads across the plains. For many animals, this is the time to rest. But for the predators of the savanna, night is when their world truly comes alive. High in the branches of a large tree, a leopard begins to stir. Throughout the long day, it has remained motionless above the ground, avoiding the scorching heat below. Now, as darkness settles over the landscape, it slowly climbs down the trunk, each movement almost completely silent. Its golden spotted coat blends perfectly with the shadows and scattered vegetation. The leopard moves cautiously through the darkness, its eyes glowing faintly in the fading light as it searches for signs of prey. On the savanna, silence is one of the most powerful weapons available to a solitary predator like the leopard. Not far away, an entirely different scene is unfolding. A pride of lions gathers around prey they have just brought down. A powerful lion tears away pieces of flesh, while low growls echo through the darkness as the animals compete for the best portions. After hours of patience, coordination, and pursuit, the hunt has finally ended in success. In the world of lions, a meal is never guaranteed. Once prey has been brought down, the entire pride takes full advantage of the opportunity, feeding as much as possible to build up precious energy reserves for the days ahead. As dawn rises over the savanna, the first rays of sunlight begin to pierce the distant horizon. A thin veil of mist still lingers above the golden grass, reflecting the soft light of the early morning. The silence of the night gradually gives way to the familiar sounds of life awakening. Herds of antelope begin moving slowly through the grasslands, while birds call out to announce the beginning of a new day. The predators of the night quietly retreat into the shade, seeking rest after their nocturnal pursuits. Another day begins across the savanna, bringing with it a new chapter in the endless struggle for survival. Even as the sun climbs higher and its heat spreads across the plains, the competition for food around the remains of the kill is far from over. After their successful hunt during the night, the lions rest scattered around the carcass. Their bellies are full, yet their eyes remain alert. They know that opportunistic predators are never far away. Not far from the pride, black-backed jackals and hyenas linger cautiously around the area. They do not rush in. Under the harsh daylight, they circle at a distance, watching and waiting. If the lions become distracted for even a moment, or move away from the carcass to seek shelter from the heat, the scavengers will seize the rare opportunity to claim whatever scraps remain. With every passing day, the battles for survival continue silently across this unforgiving land. There are no drums to announce them, and no audience to witness them. Yet every moment on the savanna carries its own story of life and death. Here, every species has evolved its own strategy for survival. Herds of antelope rely on speed and vigilance to escape the claws of predators. Lions depend on strength, coordination, and teamwork to bring down powerful prey. Birds take advantage of the vast open sky to search for food while avoiding danger. Every creature, great or small, plays a vital role in the intricate balance of the natural world. And in one small corner of the vast African continent, nature has created one of the most spectacular stages on Earth. A place where the fundamental laws of life are revealed in their purest and most unforgiving form. Here, life and death exist side by side. Young are born into the darkness, hunts unfold beneath the cover of night, and herds continue their endless journeys across the vast savannah in search of water and food. Together, these moments form an unbroken cycle of life. There is no deception here, no place to hide from the harsh realities of nature. Only the ancient instinct to survive, revealed in every step, every hunt, and every desperate escape. This is a wild and unforgiving world, yet one filled with extraordinary beauty and majesty. A place where nature continues to follow the ancient laws that have governed life on Earth for millions of years. As night slowly descends, swallowing the last fading light of the African sun, a deep, resonant sound suddenly rises from the distance. It is neither as high-pitched as a bird's song, nor as haunting as the laughter of a hyena. It is a powerful wave of sound that seems to vibrate through the chest of anyone standing nearby. It is the roar of the king. Welcome to the realm of the African lion, where absolute power does not come from standing alone, but from a perfectly engineered fighting machine and the iron discipline of the pride. Do not look only at that magnificent, iconic mane. Look beneath it, at the powerful muscles coiled beneath the golden coat. A fully grown lion is a living tank, capable of weighing up to 250 kilograms and reaching nearly 3 meters in length. Unlike the cheetah, built for lightweight speed and explosive acceleration, the lion is engineered for brutal physical confrontation. Its massive rib cage and powerful jaws, capable of delivering a bite force of up to 650 psi, give it the strength to crush the throat of even large prey. And do you know the secret behind that legendary roar? Thanks to its unusually shaped vocal cords, the lion can produce a roar that can carry for up to 8 kilometers. It is more than a display of dominance. It is an invisible boundary drawn through sound, warning every rival. This is my kingdom, and entering it means death. Yet beneath their fearsome appearance, lions are among the greatest sleepers on the savannah. They can spend up to 20 hours a day resting and conserving their energy. Why? Because when they finally rise, an organized hunt is about to begin. Unlike most big cats, which are typically solitary, lions are highly social animals, bound by blood and living together in prides. While the males are responsible for defending the territory, the females form an elite army of hunters. With powerful hearts and formidable bodies, they can bring down even buffalo, weighing nearly a ton. They do not foolishly charge straight into a wall of deadly horns. Instead, they crouch low to the ground, moving with stealth while communicating through subtle glances and the flick of their tails. Lions rely on coordinated tactics, working together to break apart a buffalo herd and isolate individuals that fall out of formation. Then, with a devastating burst of power, a lion launches its attack, bringing the prey down in a terrifying moment of silence. The lion's kingdom is vast, but it is also governed by some of nature's harshest rules. When a new coalition of male lions defeats the reigning males and takes control of a pride, one of their first acts is often to kill cubs that are not their own. It is a brutal strategy designed to eliminate the rival male's bloodline and encourage the females to reproduce with the new rulers. Yet behind this ruthless instinct, the king can also possess an unexpectedly gentle heart. These powerful males, bearing the proud scars of countless battles, may patiently allow their tiny cubs to bite their ears and cling to their magnificent manes. Lionesses will even nurse cubs belonging to other mothers, creating a tightly bonded community in which members protect one another with their very lives. But the proud king of the savannah is slowly losing his crown. Lion populations across the world have declined dramatically, bringing this legendary species dangerously close to disappearance in many parts of its former range. Over the past several decades, African lion numbers have fallen sharply. Vast grasslands are increasingly fragmented by fences, traps, and poisoned bait, resulting from conflicts with humans, while the guns of trophy hunters continue to push these great predators toward the brink. If one day the African savanna falls silent, with no proud manes blowing in the wind and no familiar roars echoing across the plains, an irreplaceable part of Earth's wild soul will have vanished forever. We must understand their importance and take action to protect the king of the grasslands, so that this magnificent dynasty remains a symbol of our planet's wild heritage rather than a memory buried in the past. Across the African savanna, where predators constantly lurk in the shadows searching for weakness, there is one creature that walks boldly beneath the open sun, without the need for camouflage. The ground trembles beneath its feet. Dust rises into the air as a massive, dark wall of muscle moves steadily across the plains. They are not as swift as antelope, nor as stealthy as leopards. They are the living tanks of the wilderness. Welcome to the kingdom of the African buffalo, one of the few animals on the grasslands capable of making even the king of beasts think twice before attacking. Never mistake them for gentle cattle. The African buffalo is a born gladiator. A fully grown bull can stand around 1.7 meters at the shoulder and carry nearly a ton of dense muscle. And look closely at the top of its head. Its ultimate weapon is not simply the pair of massive muscle, curved horns that can span more than a meter. The real secret lies at their base. In mature males, the horn bases fuse together to form a massive, rock-hard shield known as the boss. This biological helmet is extraordinarily tough, providing powerful protection for the skull and making the buffalo capable of delivering devastating blows. Among Africa's Big Five, the buffalo is notorious for its explosive temper and remarkable determination. They do not simply flee blindly. When a member of the herd is attacked by lions or African wild dogs, an alarm call tears across the savannah. Instantly, the herd turns back. The young and vulnerable animals are pushed toward the center as the adults form a defensive circle, presenting hundreds of sharp horns toward the outside. But even more frighteningly, buffalo do not always remain on the defensive. Under the leadership of battle-hardened bulls, the entire herd can launch a coordinated counterattack, charging forward, trampling and driving predators away with overwhelming force. In some cases, buffalo have even been known to pursue and attack young lions, attempting to eliminate a future threat before it can grow into a greater danger. Yet, behind this fury and brutal fighting instinct, the buffalo herd operates with an astonishing level of social intelligence. Did you know that African buffalo have a remarkably democratic way of making decisions? When it is time to move in search of fresh grazing grounds, adult females will stand and face the direction they want to travel. Whichever direction receives the most attention becomes the herd's choice, and thousands of buffalo follow together. And in their world, no one is left behind. Unity is their ultimate strength. They will risk their lives to rescue a calf that is not even their own, or surround and protect a vulnerable member of the herd that has fallen behind. Beneath the massive frames of these warriors beat some of the warmest and most loyal hearts on the African plains. Yet as powerful and resilient as they are, this natural wall of steel is beginning to show cracks. Bovine tuberculosis, spreading from livestock, is draining the strength of these seemingly invincible warriors. Ancient migration routes are being fragmented by fences and the relentless expansion of human settlements. And, most painfully of all, their status as one of Africa's Big Five has made them coveted targets for trophy hunters. Old warriors, their bodies covered in scars earned through countless battles with lions, can now be brought down by a single distant rifle shot. If one day the thunder of thousands of hooves no longer shakes the African earth, if that unbreakable spirit of unity survives only in documentary footage, the savannah will have lost one of its greatest symbols of courage. Let us raise our voices and protect these living tanks so they can continue to roam freely beneath the wild African sky. It is a place where a 1,000-kilogram armored tank can turn on a dime, using its sweeping horns to launch even the king of beasts into the air. A place where an eerie, haunting laughter tears through the darkness, not a sound of joy, but the death sentence of a ruthless matriarchal empire. A place where a small, silver-coated gangster casually crushes the head of a venomous snake as if it were nothing more than a midday snack. A place where lightning-fast speed is pushed to its limits in a 30-second pursuit, and where a calm river can suddenly explode into chaos, dragging every hope of survival into the deadly embrace of a monster with a bite powerful enough to shatter a thigh bone. From colossal giants whose footsteps shake the earth to the unbreakable unity of the pack, every boundary of physics and biology is pushed to its limits. When the sun disappears, surrendering the sky to the cold stars above Africa, a sharp, eerie laugh suddenly tears through the silence of the night. This is not the sound of joy. It is the opening note of one of nature's most ruthless and sophisticated hunting dances. Welcome to the kingdom of darkness, where every misguided assumption about a cowardly scavenger is about to be shattered by a biological machine known as the spotted hyena. Do not let its hunched appearance, with hind legs shorter than its forelegs, deceive you. The spotted hyena is the largest member of the hyena family. An adult can stand between 70 and 90 centimeters at the shoulder and weigh anywhere from 45 to as much as 86 kilograms. But what makes their society truly remarkable is that females are generally larger and heavier than males, and they hold absolute power. It is a formidable matriarchal empire where dominant females rule the clan, and even the largest adult male must submit to the lowest-ranking female. But why are hyenas such relentless eaters? With their powerful muscular bodies, they require enormous amounts of energy. Remarkably, a spotted hyena can consume an amount of food equivalent to roughly 1/3 of its body weight in a single meal. Their most terrifying weapon is not simply their extraordinary bite force, powerful enough to crush even the toughest bones that lions often leave behind. The real secret lies within their remarkably resilient digestive system. A hyena's highly acidic stomach allows it to digest and extract nutrients from parts of a carcass that most predators cannot use, including skin, cartilage, hooves, and bone marrow. Because so much calcium is processed during digestion, the droppings of spotted hyenas can often appear pale or almost white, a haunting signature scattered across the savannah. For centuries, popular culture has branded hyenas as nothing more than scavengers. Yet the reality is far more remarkable. Spotted hyenas hunt for the majority of their own food, relying not on explosive speed, but on endurance, intelligence, and extraordinary teamwork. With powerful hearts and lungs, they can maintain speeds of around 60 kilometers per hour and pursue prey for many kilometers without rest. Working together, a clan can surround its target and gradually drain its strength until even formidable prey can no longer escape. Strong, intelligent, and perfectly adapted to their environment, hyenas are also vital cleaners of the ecosystem, helping prevent the spread of disease by consuming remains that other predators leave behind. Yet these remarkable animals face a growing threat. Their habitat is being fragmented by human settlements, while conflict with farmers exposes them to persecution and poisoning. Across much of Africa, their populations continue to decline. If their haunting calls were ever to disappear beneath the African moon, the savannah would lose one of its most distinctive voices. Now blink too quickly, and you might miss one of the most spectacular wonders in the natural world. Across the golden grasslands, a shadow suddenly tears through the landscape like an arrow. Unlike the immense strength of an elephant or the raw power of other giants, the cheetah was given a very different gift. Welcome to the kingdom of pure acceleration, where physical limits are pushed to the edge and the outcome of a hunt can be decided in mere seconds. To become the undisputed champion of the savannah's deadly race, the cheetah sacrificed much of the brute strength found in other big cats. An adult typically weighs between 35 and 72 kilograms, with a lightweight frame, slender bones, and a deep chest designed to minimize drag and maximize efficiency. Look closely at its remarkable anatomy. The cheetah's flexible spine works like a giant spring, compressing and extending with every stride, allowing it to cover enormous distances with each bound during a full-speed sprint. Unlike most other members of the cat family, its claws cannot retract completely. Instead, they remain partially exposed, gripping the ground like the spikes of a professional racing shoe. Its long, heavy tail acts as an aerodynamic rudder, allowing the cheetah to maintain balance and make sudden changes of direction at astonishing speeds. Once its target comes within striking distance, the cheetah explodes into action, reaching speeds of more than 100 kilometers per hour in a matter of seconds. It can accelerate from 0 to around 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 3 seconds, rivaling some of the fastest machines ever built by humans. But this breathtaking display of speed comes at an enormous cost. During a high-speed chase, the cheetah's heart rate can soar, while its body temperature rises rapidly. It is built for explosive acceleration, not endurance. If an antelope manages to evade its attacks and survive the first 20 to 30 seconds, the cheetah can quickly overheat and is forced to abandon the pursuit. And that is the cruel paradox of the fastest hunter on Earth. Its greatest advantage is also its greatest weakness, in a savanna filled with larger and more powerful predators. Even a champion built for speed must choose its battles carefully. After an exhausting sprint that drains every ounce of its strength, a cheetah may need up to half an hour just to catch its breath before it can eat. And that is when opportunists such as lions and hyenas come rushing in. With little strength left to fight back, cheetahs are often forced to abandon the hard-earned meal they fought so desperately to secure, simply to stay alive. Beneath their eyes, 2 distinctive black tear marks run down their faces like streams of tears that never dry. These dark streaks help reduce the glare of the African sun, but they also seem to symbolize the harsh life of the world's fastest land predator. Cheetah mothers must constantly move their den, living in a state of heightened vigilance as they silently use their bodies to shield their vulnerable cubs from the claws and fangs of the savanna's ruthless rulers. The fastest animal on Earth is now losing a race against time. Its habitat is being fragmented into ever smaller pieces, while fierce competition for survival and the genetic consequences of dwindling populations are pushing this golden whirlwind toward a dead end. These proud creatures, once able to glide across the plains like the wind, are now fighting for survival in their own homeland. Forget for a moment the roar of predators and listen to the earth beneath your feet. A deep, distant rhythm begins to rise through the morning mist. It is not an earthquake, but the footsteps of one of the greatest guardians of the savanna. Emerging through the haze is a towering silhouette, like a mountain brought to life. Here, immense strength is not simply a weapon of destruction, but a force that shapes landscapes, protects families, and sustains entire ecosystems. Standing before an adult African elephant, almost every other creature seems small. These giants can reach heights of around 4 meters and weigh as much as 6 tons. Yet one of nature's greatest marvels is not their enormous body, but the extraordinary trunk extending from their face. The trunk contains no bones, yet it is formed from tens of thousands of muscle bundles woven together with astonishing precision. This powerful biological arm can uproot branches and push aside trees, while its sensitive tip possesses enough control to delicately pick up something as small as a single seed without crushing it. Maintaining a 6-ton body beneath the scorching African sun requires an enormous supply of energy. An elephant can consume roughly 150 to 300 kilograms of vegetation each day and drink close to 200 liters of water. Their digestive system is surprisingly inefficient, absorbing only a portion of what they consume. But what appears to be a weakness is actually part of nature's design. The enormous quantities of dung they produce are packed with viable seeds, turning elephants into some of Africa's most important seed dispersers. As they move across the wilderness, they knock down aging trees, open pathways for fresh vegetation, reshape the landscape, and create new opportunities for countless other species. But never mistake their immense size for slowness or simplicity. Behind that enormous skull lies remarkable intelligence and an extraordinary memory. Under the guidance of the oldest and most experienced female, elephant families operate within a powerful matriarchal society built on discipline, cooperation, and deep social bonds. Their communication extends far beyond the sounds humans can hear. Elephants produce extremely low-frequency infrasound that can travel across vast distances, allowing members of separated groups to communicate with one another. Elephants are among the very few animals known to display remarkably complex emotional lives. They can show grief, compassion, and behaviors that resemble mourning. When they encounter the remains of a fallen companion, they may stop and gently touch the bones with their trunks, lingering over them in what appears to be a solemn ritual of remembrance. Yet nature's greatest gifts can sometimes become a curse. Their magnificent tusks have made elephants targets of human greed, and countless giants have fallen to poachers seeking ivory. As their habitats shrink and ancient migration routes are cut apart, these intelligent animals face an increasingly uncertain future. Protecting these giants means protecting one of nature's greatest symbols of strength, intelligence, family, and compassion. As the African sun pours its scorching heat onto the parched earth, every living creature longs to reach the rivers for relief. But beneath those murky, motionless waters, death is waiting in silence. Look closely at that rotting log drifting lazily near the riverbank. Suddenly, a pair of cold, yellow-green eyes emerges, piercing through the surface. That is when you realize you have entered the sights of a killer that has survived since the age of dinosaurs. Welcome to the realm of the Nile crocodile, the uncrowned king of Africa's rivers, where patience is always rewarded with blood. Forget the great killing machines of the land. The Nile crocodile is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. A fully grown male can exceed 5 meters in length and weigh close to a ton. Its entire body is protected by layers of hard, bony scales, forming biological armor capable of shielding it from attacks by other powerful predators. But the most terrifying weapon of all is its jaws. The Nile crocodile possesses one of the most powerful bites in the natural world, capable of exerting tremendous force. Once those jaws snap shut and lock around their target, the prey's chances of escape are almost non-existent. The crocodile's most frightening weapon is not simply its strength, but its horrifying patience. Thanks to an exceptionally slow metabolism, it can survive for months without food, waiting for a single perfect opportunity. When millions of wildebeest cross the Mara River, it can remain submerged for extended periods, dramatically slowing its heart rate and lying almost motionless beneath the muddy water, perfectly concealed until the moment arrives to launch a deadly ambush. When a thirsty animal lowers its head to drink, the surface of the river suddenly erupts under the tremendous thrust of a powerful muscular tail. The crocodile launches upward like a torpedo. Unable to chew its prey, it unleashes one of nature's most terrifying maneuvers, the death roll. Its massive body twists violently beneath the water at astonishing speed, using rotational force to tear apart flesh and drag its victim into the depths of the river. It is a brutally efficient hunting strategy, leaving no room for mercy. Yet nature is full of extraordinary contradictions. Behind this cold-blooded killing machine lies one of the most devoted reptilian mothers on the planet. Unlike many reptiles that abandon their eggs, the mother crocodile guards her nest relentlessly for nearly 3 months. And when she hears the faint chirping of hatchlings beneath the sand, an astonishing scene unfolds. With the same jaws capable of exerting thousands of pounds of crushing force, the mother becomes remarkably gentle. She carefully picks up each tiny hatchling, barely the length of a hand, carrying it inside her deadly mouth and transforming those fearsome jaws into a protective cradle. She then gently carries her young to the cool waters, proving that even the most terrifying creatures can be moved by the instinct of motherhood. For tens of millions of years, these ancient rulers of the rivers have survived, even enduring the catastrophe that wiped out the dinosaurs. They once seemed almost immortal, yet today they are struggling against a far more powerful force, the rise of humanity. Rivers are being poisoned by waste and chemicals, while massive dams fragment their habitats and disrupt natural waterways. Even more tragically, thousands of crocodiles are killed for their hides, stripped away to feed the luxury fashion industry, transforming nature's ancient armor into handbags and shoes. If one day the surface of the Mara River no longer reveals those cold yellow-green eyes, if the deadly death roll exists only in the pages of old books, Africa's river ecosystems will have lost one of their greatest guardians forever. We must change the way we see these ancient warriors and work together to protect them, so that the balance of nature can endure and Africa's rivers can continue to flow with the heartbeat of wildlife. Across the African savannah, where every creature must obey a ruthless hierarchy, the weak must hide while the strong command attention. Yet one small wanderer has boldly torn up that ancient rule of survival. With jet black fur marked by a silvery white stripe running along its back, it resembles a tiny knight in armor, striding fearlessly toward trouble. It does not flinch in the face of death, refuses to back down from hyenas, and treats venomous snakes as little more than a snack. Welcome to the world of the honey badger. The creature once honored by the Guinness World Records as one of the most fearless animals on Earth. Never let its modest size fool you. An adult honey badger is only around 70 centimeters long and weighs between 9 and 14 kilograms, no larger than a medium-sized domestic dog. Yet evolution has forged this little warrior into a fighting machine with remarkably few weaknesses. Its ultimate defense lies in a specialized layer of skin, up to 6 millimeters thick around the neck, remarkably tough, flexible, and slippery like rubber. This skin is unusually loose over the underlying muscles. Thanks to this extraordinary biological adaptation, even when a leopard clamps down from behind, the honey badger can twist its body nearly 180 degrees within its own loose skin and strike back, delivering a devastating bite with jaws powerful enough to crack through tough shells. If its skin is a physical shield, then its bloodstream is a chemical miracle. You would be astonished by one of its favorite items on the menu: venomous snakes, including cobras and puff adders. These cold-blooded killers carry venom capable of killing a human being within minutes. So how does the honey badger survive? Scientists have discovered that its neural receptors have undergone unique adaptations that prevent snake venom from effectively binding to and destroying its nervous system. When a cobra bites the honey badger in the face during a confrontation, the animal may suddenly collapse, lying motionless as though dead. But don't look away just yet. After roughly 2 hours, this biological warrior may suddenly open its eyes, slowly rise like a ghost returning from the dead, and resume devouring the rest of the snake as though nothing had ever happened. In the mind of the honey badger, the concept of fear seems almost entirely absent. There is no retreat. When confronted by a pride of lions or a pack of hyenas 10 times its size, instead of running away, the honey badger lets out piercing screams, raises its fur, and charges straight into the enemy's ranks. But it does not fight through blind brute strength. The honey badger is both intelligent and remarkably ruthless. Aware of its small stature, when facing much larger predators, it targets their most vulnerable and critical weak points, especially the groin of male opponents. This reckless aggression and vicious strategy can be enough to make even a lion back away, realizing that the price of a tiny meal is simply too high. Yet for all its audacity and apparent resistance to venom, the warrior of the savannah is now facing one opponent it cannot easily defeat. Although the honey badger takes its name from its relentless appetite for honey, this very habit has contributed to its troubles. Angry beekeepers may retaliate after their hives are destroyed. Farmers protecting their poultry may set countless traps and poison baits. Warriors that once fearlessly stood against prides of lions can instead die in agony, caught in cruel steel traps hidden beneath the dry grass. If one day the African savannah falls silent, with none of these silver-backed wanderers striding boldly across the plains, nature will lose one of its most extraordinary symbols of courage and survival. Do not let hatred and misunderstanding erase one of evolution's greatest masterpieces. Let us work together so that those fearless footsteps can continue to leave their mark across this wild land. When people speak of the rulers of the African plains, they often picture the majestic lion or the cold-blooded crocodile. But when they see a herd of hippos peacefully submerged in a muddy pool, many are more likely to smile at their round, lumbering, seemingly lazy appearance. But never let that silence deceive you. Beneath the calm surface of the water are not harmless, oversized animals, but some of nature's most formidable crushing machines. Ranked among the largest land animals on Earth, an adult hippo is a massive combination of muscle and flesh, weighing up to 3 tons and stretching more than 5 meters in length. Yet the most terrifying weapon lies inside its enormous mouth. When a hippo opens its jaws wide, it is not simply yawning. It is delivering a deadly warning. Its mouth can open to nearly 150 degrees, revealing enormous lower canines that can reach around half a meter in length, combined with a devastating bite force of up to 1,800 psi. Those jaws are powerful enough to inflict catastrophic damage on another large animal, and a hippo can easily destroy a small boat with a single powerful bite. And if you think you can simply outrun this giant on land, think again. Despite its massive body, a hippo can accelerate to around 30 kilometers per hour over short distances, easily outpacing an ordinary human sprinter. Yet, despite its immense strength, the hippopotamus has one critical weakness: its highly sensitive skin. Hippos do not have conventional sweat glands, and their skin can become severely damaged under the scorching African sun. That is why they spend as much as 16 hours a day submerged in water. But when they are forced to come ashore, nature has granted them a remarkable chemical defense. A hippopotamus secretes a sticky, colorless fluid that initially appears transparent, before turning a vivid red, almost like blood, and finally darkening to brown. Many people mistake it for blood, but in reality, it contains hipposudoric acid, a natural sunscreen, and a powerful antibacterial barrier. This so-called blood sweat helps protect the hippo's skin from ultraviolet radiation, while also helping to heal deep wounds left behind by violent territorial battles. In the wild, hippos are herbivores. They leave the water at night to graze, consuming dozens of kilograms of fresh grass. Yet they do not kill because of hunger, but because of their extreme territorial aggression. A dominant male hippo controlling a stretch of river is a true tyrant. It tolerates no intruder, whether it is a buffalo, a crocodile, or even a human. The moment you accidentally enter its territory or cross the path between it and the river, its fury can erupt without warning. Hippos give no warning. They attack with their immense weight and overwhelming force, turning peaceful waterways into deadly channels where every living creature must keep its distance. Powerful as they are, fierce as they are, even the tyrants of the river cannot escape the destruction of a changing world. As climate change tightens its grip on the African continent, prolonged droughts are draining rivers and wetlands. As their aquatic habitat disappears, hippos lose the very source of their survival. They are left exposed to the relentless sun and can perish in cracked and shrinking mud pools. And the threat does not end there. As the international ban on ivory hunting and trade grows stricter, poachers have increasingly turned their attention to hippo teeth as an alternative material. These giants, once powerful enough to shake an entire river, now lie helplessly on blood-stained shores. If one day Africa's waterways become nothing more than silent, empty expanses, devoid of those proud, threatening yawns, the rivers will lose their most powerful guardians. Let us stand together to protect nature, so these gentle yet formidable tyrants can remain free to roam and thrive in the great wetlands of Africa. Beneath that armored exterior are eyes with relatively poor vision. But in return, nature has gifted them with extraordinarily keen hearing and an exceptional sense of smell. Their funnel-shaped ears constantly swivel like radar dishes, while their nostrils flare and pulse, detecting even the slightest changes in the wind. In a world filled with danger, the rhinoceros is living proof that vigilance and sheer physical strength can be the ultimate forms of defense. Yet, beneath that seemingly impenetrable armor and formidable temperament lies a heart filled with maternal devotion. Mother rhinos are among the most patient and dedicated protectors in the wild. For years, mother and calf remain inseparable. The mother patiently teaches her young how to find tender shoots of grass and how to wallow in cool mud to escape the scorching African sun. The sight of a tiny rhino calf following its mother's enormous shadow beneath the evening sky, occasionally nudging her leg with its small horn, is one of the most peaceful primal, and beautiful moments on the vast African plains. These proud creatures have walked through millions of years of history, yet today they face one of their greatest threats, the relentless cruelty of human poaching. Their magnificent horns, once symbols of power and weapons of defense, have become a bleeding curse. Driven by baseless myths and the demand for useless ornaments, humans have slaughtered these ancient giants without mercy. They forget that a rhinoceros horn is made primarily of keratin, the very same protein found in our own fingernails. As night falls, the crack of gunshots still echoes across the wilderness, leaving enormous bodies collapsed in pools of blood, and helpless calves crying beside their dead mothers. If we do not stop, if greed is not brought under control, these prehistoric tanks may soon disappear forever into the past. We must stand together to protect them, so that their heavy yet magnificent footsteps never become a tragic memory of the African continent. The blazing red sun slowly disappears behind the towering baobab trees, bringing another long day on the vast African savanna to an end. Our journey today has taken us through countless moments of emotion, from the mighty roar of the king of the jungle to the pride of prehistoric armored giants, the reckless courage of the honey badger, and the sacred maternal instinct hidden behind the merciless jaws of the crocodile. Every creature, whether small or enormous, is fighting with every ounce of its strength to write its own epic story of survival. And yet, this magnificent kingdom is more fragile than ever in the face of a changing world. Nature has the power to heal itself, but if we remain silent, these breathtaking scenes may soon become the last surviving memories of a lost golden age. If your heart has been moved by the rhythm of the wild, and if you too believe in speaking up to protect Mother Nature, please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. And don't forget to like and share this film. Thank you for staying with us until these final moments. Goodbye for now, and we will meet again amid the eternal heartbeat of the wild. Alaska, the land of perpetual ice and deep, frigid waters, spans over 1.7 million square kilometers, making it one of the most inhospitable regions on Earth. Winter reigns for up to 6 months, with temperatures often plummeting below freezing, reaching as low as -40 degrees Celsius. This harsh, unforgiving climate transforms rapidly with the arrival of spring, as melting ice carves through the land in powerful rivers, sweeping everything in its path. In this icy kingdom, only the strongest and most resilient creatures endure, braving the arduous migratory journeys from May to July. Spring brings the dominance of nature, with colossal glaciers melting and reshaping the landscape. Average temperatures climb modestly, ranging between 4 degrees and 15 degrees Celsius. It is during this time that sockeye salmon begin their epic migration back to their birthplace to spawn. Armed with an extraordinary sense of smell, nature's built-in compass, these fish navigate thousands of kilometers from the Pacific Ocean, identifying their natal rivers by their unique chemical signatures. This remarkable instinct, developed since the salmon's larval stage, is so precise that it can detect specific compounds in water at concentrations below 1 part per billion. Each year, approximately 60 million sockeye salmon migrate through Alaska's rivers, battling powerful currents of up to 4 meters per second. The raging spring waters, fueled by melting ice, present an immense challenge, with many salmon swept away or exhausted by the effort. Waterfalls as high as 2 meters pose yet another obstacle, where every leap could mark the end of their journey. Yet, driven by extraordinary resilience, countless salmon persevere, overcoming each barrier in their relentless pursuit of the spawning grounds. Along the rivers, banks, and cascading falls, the salmon's struggle and triumph epitomize nature's enduring cycle of survival. Alaska's most formidable predators lie in wait, the massive Alaskan brown bears. Adult males, weighing up to 700 kilograms, position themselves strategically along the riverbanks, where the rushing waters deliver a vital source of energy needed to endure the harsh winter. Each prime spot along the river becomes a battleground, with fierce clashes between bears vying for the best positions to catch the migrating salmon. The salmon, weighing between 2 and 4 kilograms, fight their way upstream with relentless determination to return to their birthplace. Each leap is a testament to their skill and speed, yet also a perilous gamble as bears lunge with precision, seizing their prey in a single swift motion. The river resonates with the roars of bears, the scrape of claws against rocks, and the splash of water, creating a dramatic symphony of survival. These intense challenges shape the resilience and indomitable spirit of the salmon, defining their epic journey back to their origins in the frozen wilderness of Alaska. In June, as warmth breathes across Alaska, the ice begins to retreat, and the land awakens to the brief but vibrant summer. Caribou, equipped with their double-layered coats for the cold, find renewed grace in this seasonal shift. Thousands of these resilient creatures embark on their epic migration northward, leaving behind the dry southern plains for the lush pastures of northern Alaska, where milder climates promise sustenance and safety. The rhythmic sounds of caribou hooves echo across the tundra as the herds journey steadily, covering about 20 kilometers daily. Unity defines their strength, for caribou never travel alone. When danger looms, they form tightly knit groups, with adults creating protective barriers around the vulnerable calves, more than 40,000 strong, shielding them from predators. Clever tactics like sudden directional shifts confuse pursuers. When cornered, caribou lower their heads, transforming their antlers into formidable weapons. Yet Alaska's challenges persist, even in summer. Swarms of mosquitoes and black flies, over 35 relentless species, descend upon the herds from June to August. Though tiny, these insects attack in overwhelming numbers, delivering painful bites and spreading infections. To evade them, caribou seek refuge along windy riverbanks, reducing their losses by up to 15%. But insects are not the only threat. Gray wolves shadow the herds, exploiting weak points like shallow rivers or low-lying areas where caribou may falter. Each year, wolves claim 5 to 10% of the calves. Brown bears, too, seize their chance, lying in wait near rivers to ambush the weaker or slower members. A single powerful strike from a bear can decide a caribou's fate. Alaska's summer landscape becomes a theater of survival, where caribou migration flows like a lifeline through the rugged wilderness. Their journey, fraught with peril, is not merely a battle for existence, but a vital force preserving the delicate balance of this majestic ecosystem. Amid the chases, clashes, and triumphs, the migration embodies the indomitable spirit of life in the Alaskan wilds. As summer gradually bids farewell, Alaska undergoes a profound transformation, heralding the arrival of a harsher phase. Beneath the icy waters, the sockeye salmon completes its awe-inspiring reproductive mission, a purpose ordained by nature. In a silent farewell, each female lays between 2,000 and 5,000 eggs, fulfilling her role in the cycle of life. However, the journey of life is fraught with challenges. According to 2023 research, only 10 to 20% of these eggs survive to the hatching stage, producing young salmon known as fry. These fry will remain in freshwater for a year, developing strength and resilience before embarking on their epic journey to the ocean. After 4 to 5 years, they will return to their birthplace, closing the extraordinary cycle of reproduction. With the waters now filled with the lifeless bodies of spent salmon, the ecosystem comes alive with activity. Brown bears, eagles, and other predators quickly gather to partake in this final feast, seizing the last abundance before the ice tightens its grip on the land. The salmon's remains serve as a crucial source of nutrients, sustaining countless species and enriching the environment. This seasonal phenomenon underscores the delicate balance of Alaska's wilderness, where even in death, the salmon contributes to the cycle of life, fortifying the ecosystem to endure the rigors of the approaching winter. As the seasons shift, the caribou herds sense the approaching change. The cold air from the north signals that it's time to head south. Slowly, they begin their journey toward the southern prairies, where the last remaining resources await, offering the energy needed for the winter ahead. This journey is not just migration, it's a careful preparation for the long, harsh months of cold. The adults take the lead, guiding the herd through challenging terrain. Every cautious step is taken to protect the young from natural threats and predators. The southern prairies, the last green fields before the snow blankets the land, become a temporary refuge where the caribou gather strength for the brutal winter, when the snow covers the ground and resources become scarce. The journey continues, relentless as the eternal cycle of life in this frozen realm. When the migration ends, and we reflect, whether in the scorching heat of the savannah or the freezing cold of Alaska, we recognize that while some creatures have fallen and others are exhausted, all are driven by an unshakable hope. They stand as living proof of the power of creation and the divine hand that preserves life. In the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, elk move like silent shadows, numerous yet vulnerable. During the summer months, between 10,000 and 20,000 elk gather in lush valleys where sprawling grasslands provide abundant forage. However, when winter arrives and blankets their habitat in deep snow, these majestic animals are forced to migrate to lower elevations, where the snow is thinner and vegetation remains accessible. On this journey, elk calves face formidable predators, including gray wolves and grizzly bears, lurking within the ancient forests. As the second largest deer species in North America, surpassed only by moose, adult male elk can weigh between 700 and 1,100 pounds and stand up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. Their impressive antlers, 1,100 pounds and weighing around 40 pounds, symbolize both strength and dominance. These bone structures grow rapidly each summer, up to an inch per day, fueled by testosterone, the same hormone that drives intense battles for mating rights. As winter sets in, testosterone levels drop, signaling the bulls to shed their antlers. Without their primary defense, they become more vulnerable to predators like wolves and grizzlies. While grizzly bears pose a significant threat to elk calves, there are no recorded instances of them hunting healthy adult bulls. Such a confrontation could be deadly for the bear itself. Despite the dangers, elk possess remarkable adaptations for survival. Their speed, reaching up to 45 miles per hour, can help them evade wolves in open terrain. In deep snow, herd unity becomes their greatest weapon. By moving together as a tightly packed group, they minimize the risk of individuals being singled out. During the breeding season, females form protective circles around their young, while dominant males use their sheer strength and towering antlers to ward off threats. In the unforgiving wilderness of Yellowstone, survival is not just about physical power. It is the strength of the herd, resilience, and unity that ensure the elk's legacy endures. When hunting large prey such as elk, moose, or bison, grizzly bears act as patient and strategic predators, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. With the ability to sprint at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour over short distances, they use sudden bursts of power to close in on their prey, turning the element of surprise into a decisive advantage. However, grizzlies are not solely reliant on hunting. They are highly adaptable omnivores that adjust their diet to maximize energy intake throughout the seasons. In the fall, as salmon flood Yellowstone streams, grizzlies become expert fishers, standing at the water's edge with calculated patience. Using speed and precision, they catch the nutrient-rich fish, stockpiling essential fat reserves to sustain them through the long winter months of hibernation. Every bite fuels their survival, ensuring they can endure the harsh conditions ahead. Beyond being opportunistic predators, grizzly bears are dominant forces when it comes to defending their food and territory. When threatened, they rely on sheer strength and intimidation, using their muscular build as an impenetrable defense. Their size advantage often gives them dominance in conflicts with smaller predators like gray wolves or cougars. However, competition is not limited to other species. Grizzlies frequently battle among themselves for access to food and territory. Studies indicate that 10 to 15% of bear cubs fall victim to adult male grizzlies during these brutal encounters, highlighting the intense survival challenges even within their own species. Grizzly bears play a critical role in maintaining the balance of Yellowstone's ecosystem. As omnivores, they do not rely solely on hunting, but but also forage for berries, seeds, and other vegetation. In doing so, they serve as natural seed dispersers, spreading hundreds of seeds daily and fostering plant regeneration throughout the vast wilderness. Additionally, by preying on herbivores such as elk and deer, grizzlies help regulate their populations, preventing overgrazing and promoting healthy vegetation growth. In this way, they act as nature's stewards, both predators and protectors, shaping the landscape with every step. Through their powerful presence, grizzlies contribute to the resilience and vitality of Yellowstone's forests, ensuring the ecosystem thrives for generations to come. In the depths of Yellowstone's dense forests and rugged peaks, the cougar moves with silent precision, embodying the grace of a masterful predator. Known scientifically as Puma concolor, this elusive big cat belongs to the Felidae family, sharing lineage with powerful hunters like jaguars and cheetahs. Its range extends across the Western Hemisphere, from the frigid forests of Canada to the lush rainforests of South America. This widespread distribution has earned the cougar a Guinness World Record for the most names of any mammal, including mountain lion, puma, catamount, panther, and even mountain screamer. Despite its adaptability, the cougar remains one of Yellowstone's most elusive predators. In 2023, only around 20 recorded sightings occurred, making an encounter with one the rare stroke of luck. Scientific studies reveal that cougar ancestors emerged approximately 3 to 4 million years ago during the Pliocene epoch. Following the Ice Age, their adaptability enabled them to thrive in diverse environments, from open grasslands and dense woodlands to rugged mountain terrain. Adult male cougars typically weigh between 115 and 220 pounds and measure 5 to 8 feet in length, including a long tail that enhances their agility and balance. Females are smaller, weighing between 64 and 141 pounds, yet they are just as formidable. Their coat, ranging from tawny brown to grayish hues, serves as natural camouflage, allowing them to blend seamlessly into rocky landscapes and forested shadows, moving like phantoms through the wilderness. Solitary by nature, cougars communicate with one another through scent markings and sharp vocalizations, subtly asserting dominance over their vast territories. These range across forests, deep canyons, grassy plains, and craggy outcrops, all serving as prime hunting grounds. Even in Yellowstone's harsh winters, cougars display remarkable adaptability, skillfully avoiding deep snow by traversing rocky terrain and patiently waiting in ambush for unsuspecting prey. Their resilience and stealth make them one of nature's most enduring and enigmatic hunters. Yellowstone is more than just a national park. It is a world of untamed beauty, where life unfolds in its rawest and most breathtaking form. From the stealth of the cougar to the thunderous charge of bison, from the eerie call of wolves to the quiet persistence of grizzlies preparing for winter, every creature plays a role in this delicate yet powerful ecosystem. As the seasons change and the cycle of life continues, Yellowstone remains a testament to the resilience of nature. It is a wild sanctuary, a reminder of what once was and what must be preserved, standing as a symbol of nature's enduring spirit for generations to come. In this sprawling landscape, where the air crackles with the energy of life, the geothermal wonders of the park mirror the vibrant dynamics of its inhabitants. As the sun rises over the rugged peaks, illuminating the valleys below, the symphony begins anew. The morning mist dances in the cool air, and the call of the loons echoes across the lakes, a haunting melody that stirs the soul. Here, the elk gather at dawn, their majestic antlers silhouetted against the gilded horizon, embodying the untamed grace of this majestic wilderness. Their haunting bugles resonate, weaving through the valleys, a proclamation of life and vitality, an invitation to witness the eternal cycle that unfolds beneath the vast Montana sky. Yet beyond the beauty and grandeur lies the fragility of this ecosystem. Every season brings challenges and changes, demanding resilience from its denizens. As the frost grips the land in winter's embrace, survival becomes an art form, each creature adapting, evolving, and persevering against the odds. The wolves, with their keen instincts and undeniable intelligence, orchestrate their hunts under the cloak of twilight, each move calculated in the dance of survival. Meanwhile, the delicate balance of predator and prey reverberates through every rustle in the underbrush, echoing nature's age-old tale of life and death. The indomitable spirit of Yellowstone calls to us, not merely as observers, but as stewards of this precious land. It implores us to listen closely, to marvel at the intricate relationships that govern this vibrant ecosystem, and to acknowledge our role in preserving its wonders for posterity. As we tread softly on the trails forged by those who came before, may we find inspiration in the untamed beauty that surrounds us, a whisper of what we can achieve when we honor the wisdom of nature. In this primal sanctuary, we are not just visitors. We are part of a continuum, a living legacy that echoes through the mountains and ripples across the rivers, reminding us of the profound connection we share with the wild. Alaska is home to 98% of the United States grizzly bear population and holds approximately 70% of all grizzly bear in North America. From majestic mountain ranges to vast plains, these powerful animals dominate the landscape. One of the most notable locations for grizzly bear is McNeil River, which boasts the highest concentration of these bears in the state. Each summer, hundreds of grizzly bear gather along the river's waterfalls, skillfully fishing for salmon in the rushing waters. Male grizzly bear, which can weigh up to 1,500 pounds, are an imposing symbol of strength and resilience in Alaska's wild. As omnivores, grizzly bear have a highly varied diet, but in the boreal region, salmon is one of their most critical food sources, particularly during the summer and fall, when salmon return to rivers like the Kenai and Copper to spawn. During peak feeding season, a single grizzly bear can consume up to 88 pounds of food per day. The fat-rich salmon allows them to rapidly gain weight, storing essential energy reserves to survive the harsh Alaskan winter. As winter approaches, grizzly bear enter hibernation, a crucial survival mechanism that conserves energy during months of freezing temperatures and food scarcity. During this period, their body temperature drops, their heart rate slows to just 8 to 10 beats per minute, and their metabolism reaches its lowest point. However, climate change is significantly altering their habitat in Alaska's boreal forests. Winters, once long and stable, have become shorter and more unpredictable, causing bears to emerge from hibernation earlier, often before they have built up enough stored fat to sustain them. This forces them to navigate a harsher environment with increasingly scarce food sources. In addition to climate-related challenges, habitat loss due to resource extraction and infrastructure development is shrinking the forests that brown bears depend on for shelter and sustenance. As they are forced to roam greater distances in search of food, the likelihood of human-bear conflicts rises. Approximately 1,450 grizzly bear are hunted annually in Alaska, further threatening our populations. These growing pressures not only endanger the species, but also signal deeper disruptions in the boreal ecosystem, highlighting the fragile balance of Alaska's wilderness. Another species that thrives in the rugged, rocky highlands of boreal mountain environments is the mountain goat. They are the only representatives of goat-like hoofed animals in North America and are commonly found across the Chugach and Wrangell mountain ranges, where their population remains stable. Mountain goats possess remarkable adaptations that allow them to survive at altitudes ranging from 5,000 to 13,000 feet, places few other animals can reach. Their thick fur consists of a soft undercoat for insulation and long, coarse outer hairs that shield them from the cold wind and snow. Their specialized hooves, which feature a hard outer rim for durability and a soft, gribby pad for traction, allow them to cling to steep, rocky cliffs with ease. This adaptation is essential for their survival, helping them navigate the treacherous terrain of their alpine habitat. Despite their resilience, mountain goats face growing challenges due to environmental changes. The decline of high-altitude plants, which they depend on for food, threatens their survival. Additionally, shifting snow patterns are having significant effects. Faster spring snowmelt and thinner winter snowpacks are reducing access to critical feeding areas. As a result, mountain goats must expend more energy searching for food, which can impact their reproductive cycles and increase their vulnerability to predators. The Alaska moose, the largest member of the deer family, must continually adapt to the harsh conditions of the boreal region. The largest recorded bull moose, weighed at the Kenai Peninsula Research Station in November 2020, reached an astonishing 1,697 pounds, far exceeding the average weight of a dairy cow. Maintaining such a massive size requires a stable and abundant food supply. Alaska moose primarily feed on aquatic plants and are often found near lakes, marshes, and large bodies of water, which provide ideal conditions for both feeding and reproduction. They are seasonally migratory, traveling up to 60 miles in search of breeding grounds, mates, or richer food sources. The mating season occurs in September and October, during which large bulls engage in forced battles, using their massive antlers to compete for the right to mate. Moose antlers typically weigh between 45 and 50 pounds, with the largest reaching up to 75 pounds. After the mating season, cows carry their calves for about 8 months, giving birth in late spring. Typically, a mother gives birth to a single calf, which remains close by for the first year, learning essential survival skills such as foraging and avoiding predators in the harsh boreal environment. However, Alaska moose face increasing survival challenges due to environmental and human-induced changes. A 2023 study revealed that shorter winters and reduced snowfall have altered boreal forest vegetation, diminishing the availability of key food sources. Additionally, the rising frequency of wildfires driven by a warming climate forces moose to migrate in search of food, increasing their exposure to predators while intensifying competition with other species. Further compounding these threats, habitat loss from construction and resource extraction projects has significantly reduced boreal forest areas. As a result, moose are being forced to migrate into less secure environments, where food is scarcer and risks from predators and human interactions are greater. These challenges highlight the growing pressures on Alaska's moose population as the landscape continues to change. In Alaska's boreal ecosystem, the gray wolf plays a crucial role as an apex predator, regulating prey populations and preventing overpopulation, which helps maintain ecological balance. Their presence is a key indicator of the overall health of the ecosystem. The strength of the gray wolf lies in its highly efficient pack hunting strategy, which is driven by a complex social structure. A typical wolf pack in Alaska consists of 6 to 12 members, led by an alpha pair that makes critical decisions for the group. The strong bonds between pack members allow them to coordinate sophisticated hunting strategies, particularly when targeting large prey such as moose and caribou. During hunts, gray wolves capitalize on their natural advantages. They can move swiftly across deep snow, while larger prey, especially the weak or injured, struggle in these conditions. Working together, the pack strategically surrounds its target, with each wolf assuming a specific role, from chaser to leader, maximizing their chances of a successful kill. Gray wolves primarily inhabit Alaska's vast boreal forests, but climate change is significantly altering their habitat. Rising temperatures and longer summers have increased the frequency and intensity of wildfires, which not only destroy natural habitats, but also reduce prey populations such as moose and caribou. As a result, wolf packs are forced to travel greater distances, often 12 to 18 miles per day, in search of food. This increased range depletes their energy and brings them closer to human settlements, heightening the risk of conflicts with people. Another iconic bird of prey found in Alaska is the bald eagle, the national symbol of the United States. In the harsh boreal ecosystem, bald eagles have developed unique adaptations to survive. Their thick plumage insulates them from the cold, while their ability to migrate allows them to relocate to regions with better food availability when necessary. Bald eagles are considered partial migrators, meaning they only migrate when weather conditions or food sources become insufficient. When rivers and lakes freeze over and fish become scarce, they travel south in search of open waters. With the ability to fly hundreds of miles, bald eagles navigate vast distances to find suitable hunting grounds where rivers and lakes remain unfrozen. In Alaska's wilderness, bald eagles build massive nests atop tall trees and rocky cliffs, carefully constructing them from branches and leaves. These nests are continuously expanded and reinforced with each breeding season, becoming monumental natural structures. Some nests can weigh up to 2,000 pounds and reach 8 feet in diameter, serving as both a secure place to raise young and a fortress against predators. Like many other wildlife species, bald eagles face significant challenges from climate change and human activity. Once powerful rivers are drying up, and the accelerated melting of ice is altering water flow, reducing populations of salmon and other freshwater fish, an essential part of the eagle's diet. This scarcity forces them to travel farther, expending valuable energy just to survive. Additionally, pollution from oil drilling and mining continues to degrade aquatic ecosystems, further threatening their food supply. Now, the birds that symbolize freedom must struggle against both the forces of nature and the growing impacts of human activity. Soaring above the boreal forests, the golden eagle reigns as one of Alaska's most formidable birds of prey, known for its impressive wingspan, strength, and exceptional hunting abilities. During winter, golden eagles migrate from northern Alaska to southern regions in search of food, traveling tens of miles per day to access new hunting grounds. In Alaska, golden eagles typically nest in high-altitude locations such as cliffs, tall trees, and remote mountainous areas. These elevated nesting sites provide a strategic vantage point over their territory, while also offering protection from predators. Their nests, built from branches and other materials, including animal bones, are massive and often reused for many years, with eagles continuously expanding and reinforcing them each breeding season. However, climate change is disrupting their migration patterns and food availability. Warmer temperatures are pushing key prey species, such as snowshoe hares and ptarmigans, farther north or to higher elevations, forcing golden eagles to expand their hunting territories. This shift directly impacts their breeding success and the long-term stability of their populations. Additionally, reduced snowfall in winter alters nesting conditions, particularly in mountainous areas, making it harder for them to raise healthy offspring. Human activities also pose significant threats. Resource extraction projects, including wind turbines and power lines, create dangerous obstacles in the eagle's flight paths, leading to an increasing number of fatal collisions. Pollution from oil and gas drilling, as well as mining operations, further degrades the golden eagle's habitat and contaminates its food supply, adding to the challenges these majestic birds face in an ever-changing environment. Following frozen rivers, the journey leads to Alaska's vast coastlines, home to some of the richest and most expansive coastal and marine ecosystems in the world. With over 54,000 miles of coastline, Alaska supports a diverse and thriving network of life. Though its beaches may appear desolate, they harbor a vibrant community of wildlife. This region also serves as a crucial migration corridor for predators such as gray wolves and brown bears, which rely on the sea's bounty for sustenance. Alaska is home to more than 300 species of fish, spanning both freshwater and saltwater environments. Among them, trout species like rainbow trout and steelhead trout display remarkable adaptability. Some remain in freshwater their entire lives, while others migrate between rivers and the ocean, similar to salmon. Steelhead trout, for instance, follow an anadromous life cycle, journeying from freshwater rivers to the sea before returning to spawn. Alaska's salmon species, including king salmon, sockeye salmon, pink salmon, and coho salmon, are particularly known for their extraordinary migratory spawning behavior. They lay eggs in late summer and early fall in freshwater streams and lakes, where gravel beds provide the necessary oxygen for their development. Young salmon spend months to years in freshwater before preparing for their journey to the ocean. A crucial process known as smoltification enables them to transition from freshwater to saltwater environments. Once in the ocean, salmon spend 2 to 5 years feeding on small fish and crustaceans, building the energy reserves needed for their return journey. When the time comes, they navigate back to the exact river where they were born, an astonishing feat of nature. Scientists believe they rely on chemical signals in the water and the Earth's magnetic field to find their way home. After fulfilling their mission of spawning, most salmon species complete their life cycle, marking the end of their long and arduous journey.